All right, this is sort of a part 2 of our geranium painting. We're going to put in the leaves. I'm using chromium oxide green for the leaves, and you don't want to lighten your green with white until the very end because it tends to make it chalky. So I've got some cad yellow medium on there, and I'm going to use that so that I can get some lights and darks. I'm going to go back to this same round brush, and again I'm going to draw in some shapes. Now the thing about geranium leaves, some of them you're going to see full out where you'll see the full leaf. Some of them you're going to see more at an angle, and if you want your painting to read interesting and to be not boring, it's important to vary those leaves. So I'm going to just start dropping some leaves in. Keep in mind, most geranium leaves have a big cut in the center, like a heart almost. So again, we've talked about outside edges. This outside edge helps you see that it's a geranium. This outside shape will help you see that it's a geranium leaf. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind. Even the leaves that are at an angle, I'm going to try to keep a big cut. So I'm going to put one in right here. And I'm going to have this leaf go behind this stem. Any place where you can go behind something is good. I'm going to have one that's going to read fairly flat. And so we've already got 3 very different angles here, which will really help it. And then we're going to put one here that's going to cross in front of that one. Probably going to cross in front of that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my little rosemary soft brush. I might need to drop down a size. Actually, I might use this little flat. This is a Princeton Summit flat. And again, I'm going to get enough paint on my brush. I'm going to mix some of the yellow and green, and let's just drop this in. I'm doing this super loose. I want to keep this painting loose and not too serious. As I get up underneath the shadow of that, I'm going to get back into my dark. This leaf is going to be on top, so it's going to cover that stem. I'm going to exaggerate how that dips down a little bit. It's gotten a little too yellow. Try to get a little bit of a wavy outside edge. It's going to cover those. Got a little pink in there. I think that's kind of pretty. I wouldn't worry about that. So again, here's this opportunity for that to cross over in front of that stem and cross over in front of this leaf behind it, which I think helps a lot. And here we've got this leaf that's tucked up under. So it's going to look more saucer shape. I'm going to have the little buds on top of it and the stem on top of it. And then we've got this little leaf at the bottom. I'm going to let it get much darker, particularly as it goes around the edge of that one. If your paint gets too thick, you can add a little water to it. Some geraniums have a little kind of burgundy ring that goes around. That's something else you could do. Just trying to make this one look a little rounder. I don't like to have things with just one coat on them. I like to have multiple layers. So I'm gonna see what else I can do with this green. It might even help to do something like let me get a little sap green. Sap green is my favorite dark green. I use it all the time. Let me see if this is fresh enough to squeeze out a little bit for us. It's a way when you're putting in a dark green and you don't want to go to ultramarine or something, you really want to keep something really green looking. And this paint's a little old too, huh? Usually my sap greens don't get old because I use them so much. But you see how already it's helping just to drop in something a little darker up underneath there, just to give this a little more form and interest. Try to keep your brushwork interesting. If you sit there and dab and, you know, go over and over, you're going to lose the freshness of this. But just put down some confident strokes. If you're confident or not, act like you are. Put some strokes down that. Okay. So see, isn't that so much more interesting? Just having those extra little layers here and there. Let's drop in a little bit up underneath here. I think that should go all the way up behind that other flower where you don't see the other edge of it. I think that's more interesting. We can go back and reestablish that if you want, but you know, that doesn't bother me at all. One thing that I'm seeing is the split is much more definite than it looks like right there. Let's see if I can reclaim the stem. Put some super lights there in spots. This is where I might add a little bit of white into my green and yellow, and let's just hit a spot or two. Feel like we need something back up in there. Let me see if I can draw a little something up in here. I might go ahead and just try to fill that in using this little round brush. See, I like that real extreme heart shape. I like that better than what I did here. So I could go back with my Payne's Gray. See, I think that's really pretty. I could go back with my Payne's Gray and reclaim some of this. I don't have any of it saved, so I don't think I'm going to, but you can take this background color and go back in and carve this if you made a leaf too big or too small, but very loosey-goosey. Let's see if there's anything else we want to do here. You can put just a little touch of green around your little buds if you want, or you can leave them pink. Oh, I know what we can do. We can, just with our green, attach those. All right, very loose, very quick. Try it and see what you can come up with. If you'd like to find out more about me and how I can help you grow as an artist, please check out my website. There you'll find very inexpensively priced courses and shorter tutorials. I'll put a link in the description box below. You can also see my available paintings. 25% of my painting sales goes to build water wells through hydrating humanity. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider hitting like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and God bless.